Hey everybody, what is up? It's your friends Brian McGill and Corey Camp back at you with another amazing What's Up Wednesday. How you doing, Corey?
You know, today I put a packet of hot cocoa in my coffee, and I don't usually do that. I'm usually a black coffee only kind of gal, but I'm feeling it. It's nice and chilly here in Ohio, and the leaves are changing and falling, and I'm ready for all things pumpkin spice. So
there we go. It's been a beautiful fall as well. Spent some weekend in the Allegheny National Forest, and I finally have some family in town to do some hiking this week and weekend. So get out there if you are enjoying the fall. If you're doing some fall activities, still keep sharing those things in the chat. It's been a really interesting October. I think that some folks were kind of also. I mean, folks are really working hard out there, looking forward to moving their students forward, and then but Christmas is kind of coming early here at Sibme.
it's out
Corey,
on store shelves, and people are talking about it.
Yeah. And, the teachers are talking about can't wait to get to Christmas. And we were even singing Christmas carols in our customer success meeting this morning. And so there's kind of, the season is in the air, even though it is a little bit early. So we have a special interview with somebody that has brought Christmas gifts to all the Sibme users through the emergence of our new and improved goal modules. So here to talk a little bit about your Christmas gifts, everyone, Jeff Ritter, bring it on in.
Thanks, Brian. I can't believe I'm being equated with Santa Claus in October.
In October.
So,
I'm sitting there yesterday, and she was like, so I'm just bringing them all out, all the fall decorations and some of the Christmas ones. And the reason we were singing some carols is because if you're a customer of ours and you've had any meetings at the top of the hour, or you've had like at the top of the hour hit mid-meeting with Jenny Sulfridge, you know that she's got a year-round Christmas musical clock. And so every hour on the hour, a new Christmas carol comes out, and it's just, we all love it. But we're all ready to be celebrating in our own houses. We've got some of our colleagues in the Philippines already have their Christmas trees out.
And they put them up for like 8 months. I was talking to Camille about that, and I was like, oh, wow. I didn't realize Christmas in the Philippines was like, half a year.
Yeah, last year Jenny put her Christmas tree up on my birthday in September. So I think she's a little behind this year.
There you go.
But we do love the Christmas holidays. I'm a big fan though of we went and got all of our costumes this weekend.
There you go.
We did. We are not none of us are going to be matching or related to each other in any way. Like I always try to do that. My husband's he's a fan of like the horror side of Halloween. He likes to be the scary things, and I don't enjoy being the scary. I mean, I don't mind them, but I liked the funner, more colorful things.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I see your decorations, and my wife got our decorations up for fall last night. So we're starting. Of course, I don't have anything behind me, but we've got the whole fall thing going as well. So
yeah, I haven't realized how those spiders look like. They're like
they're right over your head. Yeah, no,
right over my head. We made these little spiders. They're super fun. But yes, we do have our decorations up, ready to go. But yeah, Jeff, you are like Santa Claus yourself. She said you have the beard.
I do have the beard, and it's gray.
It's gray.
I just don't have the gray hair on top. That's what I'm missing.
You just put that Santa hat on.
I got a pretty cool. We can hook you up, Jeff. I do ice skate as Santa Claus in the winter.
Oh, do you?
Yes. Well, if your charter school needs a skating Santa, go ahead, email us at brianm@sibme.com. No, the
Plan ahead. You get your cookies from Kyle.
Yeah, that's right.
Brian will come skate as Santa if you've got a local ice patch. And
those cookies
Jeff
look good.
And don't forget, we have I'm sure May will post it in the comments as a reminder. When we had Kyle on last week, we talked, or a couple weeks ago, we talked about if you share how you're using Sibme this year, you've got some people sharing on your campus, we will send you some cookies. So we've had a few people respond to that. And so get in the drawing. I don't remember if we ever said there's a deadline. So we'll find that out. We'll put it on social media. Yeah.
They look really good. I was drooling when he put those up this weekend. I was like, oh, I didn't know Kyle was that talented.
He's very talented. My cookies should be arriving today or tomorrow. I feel like it's super cool to say that I got a cookie guy.
That's exactly right.
My neighbors, I was like, I got this cookie guy down in Texas, and they're like, wait a second, a cookie guy in Texas?
Hook me up.
That's right. Yeah, Kyle shipped them, I think, yesterday, and so he typically overnights them. Typically, he's done it once before. He'll overnight them. But we've got 2 birthday parties to celebrate weekend, and so we will have cookies for that party. So
awesome. Talk about a comprehensive team to go do your
that's exactly right.
For next generation professional learning. We got everything covered, from your platform to virtual coaching, goal setting, and your cookies and Christmas. Okay, so there you go.
There you go. Hey, Deidre
Stevens, what is up? How you doing? So
All
Jeff,
right.
getting back into business here.
Yeah, that's right. Let's get back on topic.
We released goals this summer and got a lot of got to get some information from some of our biggest users over the summer that were trialing it and trying to insert it into their programs and things. And you took a lot of that back to the development team to enhance the goal modules. Do you want to talk a little bit about that today?
Yeah. So you kind of nailed it. We're trying really hard to take customer requests and get them into the platform, within a reasonable time frame. And since we release goals, when you release a whole new piece of a platform, you really don't know how it's going to be received and what's missing. And so we released it in July and had a lot of great interest in using it. And then we started hearing some things like, wow, I wish you could do this, or could we just do this and make it a little easier? And so we took those things that were kind of low-hanging fruit that makes the goals module so much more simpler for you people to use, and make it a little more functional. And then we took the other ones, and we have a whole version 2 list that we're going to start on in the spring that are kind of more comprehensive and a little larger functionality things. But we made a nice little list of things that just, I look at it and go, wow, this just moved the needle even better on how this thing works. And our customers have responded really well to the changes that we've made.
Excellent.
Yeah. They really have been diving right in. It's been a useful tool for people from the get-go, and we've got people using it in a number of ways.
All kinds of ways. Oh yeah, ways I would have never, like when we were doing use cases. Yeah, we kind of had some specific use cases that we thought, and we knew there would be other ones, but I didn't have any clue that it was going to be so widely used in so variety of ways. It's really cool what some of our customers are doing with it, and I love it. I'm so glad that a new piece of the platform is being used to the degree that it is in the wide range of ways it's being used.
Yeah, definitely. And Jeff, I know you and I have met frequently as I've been getting customers up and going to talk about some of just the small changes and feedback that they've had. And you and the dev team, our dev team has been working tirelessly to continue to refine our product. Mm-hmm. And so this isn't anything new either, right? Like goals is new, but this process of continually refining and making some small changes is not anything new for us. So let's go ahead and show everyone what this looks like. So I'll let you talk a little bit about some of the big areas, and then we'll go into the platform.
And I'll be honest, this is a select list to kind of keep it manageable. We've released a lot more than this, and we even have 2 or 3 more things coming out on Monday, hopefully. But what we went out was things that made the descriptions and the feedback more usable. That's that rich text formatting we'll show you. We did a lot of changes in how action items manage and build your action items, and made it a lot more easy to get it the way you want it. And then our dashboard needed a lot of help, and especially if you're managing lots of goals for lots of people, we really went after some ways to make it a lot easier for you to slice and dice the list so you can get to the people that you want to look at their goals and see what's going on.
Yeah, definitely. So let's take everyone in. We'll first show off this rich text formatting.
Yep, there it is, right there in the description. We've got our menu bar of all the little things that you can do in text. So bold, italics, underline, but then bulleted lists and in links. The first one that really brought us is people are like, I just want to put links in the description. And we're like, oh, well, then if we put our menu bar, we get links and everything else. And people went, yeah, we get bold and italics and we get bulleted lists. So that was a big thing, was to get that functionality bar in there, so that people could do that. And that's available in all the descriptions as well as the reflection and the feedback.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. And it really does. So a lot of folks are using this as everything really happens still in the huddle. And that's where a lot of the resources and the things are shared. But we've had some customers who have used this as like, we're getting our PLC or this cohort up and running. And this is their kind of introduction. Like before we have our very first meeting on the 8th, these are the 4 things you need to do. And so they're putting those links. Some of them are in the huddle, go watch the video, and others are go check out this resource. And they're putting those links in there, which is
well.
Cool.
And I've got to put a shout out to you, Corey, because we actually use this goals module for our goals as a Sibme team, and that's every member of the team, from sales to development to marketing to the leadership. We're all doing this, and we were in a meeting a week and a half ago, and we were showing off our goals, and Corey showed off the fact that she had gone through and used her action item description to build her list of things that she wanted to go after in that action item. And so she was using that bulleted list and that numbered list to prioritize what she was going to go after. And then she was going to attach evidence to show that she went after each of those. So she didn't have this long list of action items. She had one action item, but then she had these sub action items for that one. So, it's hitting our team as well. We're using this feature as well.
Yeah, it really does make you having to think a little bit about the evidence piece, and what could I collect as evidence that this item is completed, or I've met this objective. That's one thing our customers, it's really helped them in their goal setting processes, and then even in their procedural outlines, as if they're using this for a procedural piece, has really helped them with that.
That's right.
All right. So in addition to action items, while we're here, what other updates do we have for folks?
Well, close that one down. And the first one that's just, I love this. This is just so simple. We should have done this from the beginning, but you can drag your action items to reorder them the way you want them. I mean, it's just so simple, but we had people saying, why is mine always adding to the bottom? Do I have to do them in reverse order and all this other stuff? And it's like, oh, well, let's just make them draggable, and then they can put them in whatever they want. So we love this. It's just so easy, but it's like, people are like, oh yeah, no, now I could just drag them and put them in the order I want. So that's great.
Yeah, definitely.
The project manager in me really appreciates all of this organization to the goals. So,
for those people that are like really stringent on the way they think and they want it in a particular way, that one right there is a godsend.
Yeah, especially as you're kind of building out. If I'm building out a experience, a learning path for my new teachers, and I'm thinking through the things I want them to do independently and with the rest of their group or peers. I might, the fourth thing I put on my list might be something that, I really want to move that to the second thing that they do, or that's the first thing they do. So this draggable piece is definitely
well,
really
and it also gives you the chance to add action items as you go through your goals process and say, oh, wait a minute, let me do this, and I need to put it there. So it even allows you to go back and fix the list when you add things later down the road and things like that. So
yeah, definitely.
So the other one we heard was, we want teachers to go through and have, all these action items, but then we want them to reflect on the whole process, not just a reflection on a specific action item, but we want them to actually reflect over the whole entire goal. And so we went through and we had this down, but it wasn't absolutely clear. But now in an action item, if you go through it, uncheck all of your evidence types, that's going to default now to a reflection only. So if you open it back up, we're going to get a reflection only action item. And there you go. Oh, yep, right there. So it's only a reflection. So this is great for that summative. I want you to think about the entire goal, the entire process, instead of just individual pieces. And this one was one that came right out of the gate. Like it was 2 weeks in and we were saying, how do you do reflection only? It's like, oh, well, we thought it was clear. And then we really went after it and made it a little easier to do that.
Yeah. And I'll say that, sometimes people are wanting that, like, in this example, it's that mid-goal reflection, right? We've tried a couple of things. And the way this one's written out is, let's just reflect on how we're working together as a coach and a teacher. And is this working for you? What should be done differently? So you're able to put that reflection box. And I'm going to go into so that was in the goal builder. If I go into where I'm working on this goal, I would then see just a reflection box. There's no evidence here to add. It's just, and we have a lot of people those who are using this as more of this checklist. One of the things within our goals module is you can't mark an item as done until you've at least added either a reflection and or evidence, depending on what you've set it up for. And so this one lets you do that. Some of our folks are saying, go here and, complete this task and then come back and just type done in the reflection box and mark it done. So some are using it just as this, like, did it, and others are using this for a deeper purpose.
Right. Yeah. And then while you're on this screen, we now have added status to each action item. And what this is if you have measurements in there, so you can see that, Corey has done 7 try share the mouse she started with 6 and she was going to 10. Her goal was 10. She's got 7. So she's 25% of the way. So we now giving you statuses on your action items if they're measurements. And this is something that kind of was an internal request because of a lot of our goals are kind of quantifiable measurement things, but it was really hard to know where you were without having to click all the way into these action items and see what was going on. And so now you get this one-stop shop of being able to look and say, oh, she's 50% of the way done on that action item.
Yeah, I love this. I think one of the things that immediately people were drawn to is the ability to kind of set up a process or make it organic. So this is an example we use a lot with customers, this particular goal, as, each week or each time you meet with your teacher or your peer coach, you're coming in and you're adding a new action item. What's the next step in our process? We don't have it all figured out from day one. And so to be able to see this status bar was really something that everybody loved. But then, if you had something that was, this particular action item happens over the course of a week. And so how do we know we're making progress over it, or if it's over the course of an entire semester? So I love that. There's just something motivating about a progress bar moving forward.
That's exactly right. For those of us that like to cross things off our list, we love that blue bar continue to increment up and then love to see that green complete when we're done with it. So I get it. It's one of those things. It's helping fuel those cross off the list people well. So.
Yeah. Hank says he loves how we innovate. Really, the best solution to support teachers out there. So, Sibme believer, I love that. Thank you, Hank.
Yep.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about the dashboard.
Yeah, the dashboard needed a lot of help, and this one we thought, let's just get it up there, and then let's see how people are using it. The first thing, and let's build off what we just saw. One of the things that we had in our filtering in the top right-hand corner was you could filter by things that were complete, incomplete, and not updated, but we didn't have a way to look at those things that were in progress but weren't completed. And this was a Corey special. Corey she started this back in late July, like pounding on me to say, I want to be able to see, I want a list of seeing who's working on things but hasn't completed it. Well, there's your list. And so this is a list of everybody in their action items that have done evidence or posted a reflection but haven't marked it complete. They may have put in a measurement. They may have, said, I'm still working on this, but I've done something in the action item. That's these people. And we love this filter because it really helps those people managing to say, I want to look at those people. I want to look at the people that haven't started, but then I want to look at the people that are working but haven't completed.
Yeah, definitely. So this helps you differentiate the 0 status of someone who has already begun something. So we see in this example here, they've got an action item that they're 30% working towards, but the overall is not doesn't have any updates. So, and somebody who's at a 0 because they haven't gotten started yet.
That's right. And it helps those people that feel bad about having a 0. I'm working on it, but I still have a 0. Give me some, this one kind of give some kudos to those people. Like we know you're working on it. So, and then you filtered on the next one, my goals. This one came out of our CEO's hat. He was like, I've got, 20 people I'm managing. We're doing quarterly goals. So I'm not 40, but I can't find my goals. I just want to see my goals. And so now we've added this filter to where you can flip back and forth between my goals and all goals. And for those managers that are using this themselves as well, this just is nice to be able to go straight to your stuff. And you've kind of shown another one that is coming. As you bopped back and forth, you notice how it always goes back to the default full list. Well, coming hopefully next week, this is something that we're working on right now, is when you leave and come back, it's going to come back the way you left it. So if you... Oh,
I'm so excited. I don't think I knew that one.
There's my Santa surprise. So, but it's again, this is our CEO was like, I hate when I filtered this the way I want, I got it down to 10 people. And then I go look at an action item and I come back and it goes back to 50 people. So we're gonna make this a little easier on people. So that's a bonus one right there. That one's coming out either next week or the week after, but we're working on it right now.
Awesome.
And then the final one, go ahead, Dave, Brian.
No, I was just going to say, I think that makes enterprise management of goals inside your organization a lot easier.
Oh yeah.
So that's a lot of our, what our KIPP Texas folks are going to appreciate. A lot of, a lot of our network partners, we need to get you guys utilizing this. Using this in this way. So, schedule some time with your customer success meeting to learn with customer success managers to learn about this. We'll spend some time with you guys to get this embedded into your program.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jeff.
So then we heard also, hey, we need to report on this, and we need to be able to just generate a list of what's going on and turn it into the central office or turn it into the division head or the principal or whatever. So we've added export PDF and Excel. I will go ahead and be honest, they're not perfect yet. We just are getting the data in your hands right now, but we're going to keep working on this. And if you have feedback, for you to shoot the feedback and get it on our list if you have some specific ideas about this. But right now you're getting an export of kind of everything that this view basically in an Excel spreadsheet. You'll be able to slice it and dice it the way you want. But we're going to keep working on the report stuff. But this is just the first step to getting you the data that you want to be able to use it somewhere else. There's an example.
I love it.
So,
Yeah. I think Excel will be the favorite of
that's
many.
exactly right. I think so too.
Yeah, because then you can manipulate the data beyond that PDF.
That's
But
right.
we have several people who are using this for some like statewide, for some
Mhm.
grant purposes or a statewide initiative. And a big part of what many states are requiring in their grant progress, or central offices are requiring, is we need proof of impact that
Right.
this is working. And so how many, goal setting is a big part of a lot of those programs, and how many of the individuals in your program are making progress towards goal. If we are a coach and we're wanting to measure our own impact, it's a really great way to pull a report and say, I've got this many people making progress towards goals, moving forward in their work as I support them. So
Yep. Yeah, and it also works, if you're doing some virtual coaching and you need to track and kind of justify the improvements or the work that's being done, this is another way that those virtual coaches can generate a report and pass it on to show what's going on with their coachees.
Yeah.
So,
or a teacher who wants to, show their growth over the course of the year, because goals don't have to be created for other people.
Right. That's right.
For themselves. So
that's right. That's right.
Yeah, I love that.
And then the last one, go back to the full list. The last one is, this was this one was a big sorter. I want to be able to sort in order. Now all of the columns are sortable. So if you click on it, it's going to group them or chronologically do them or put them in alphabetical order. And if you click it again, it goes all the way. So the status was the one that I wanted, was to see it in status order. Now the little trick is, this is the trick. If you've got a long list, for this to work well, you have to scroll to the bottom and get all your goals showing, and then go and sort, and it will sort everything. So if you have a long list, there's no way we can do it.
Because we have that lazy loader, right?
Lazy loader, yep, that lazy loader. So because we don't want to load everything if you're not going to work in that, or if you're going to immediately go to my goals, we'll find them. But those columns work on any of your filters. So if you're in my goals and you want to prioritize your stuff, and if you double click, it goes in opposite order. So if you filtered by incomplete, you want to see what status on the incomplete and in that order. But we don't have anybody.
I don't have any goals with incomplete.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah. So, but it definitely is. It's just something a lot of other platforms I've used have done, and it's just, we're going to start rolling this out in other areas as well. One of the big things we're working on this fall is an overhaul of our reporting and analytics and our coach status pages, and so we're adding this functionality into all of that as well. So hopefully you'll see this more and more across the platform.
I love it. I love it. Some pretty exciting things for those who are already using goals. If you've been hanging back because you weren't sure how you might utilize them, or you just wanted others to go first, I totally get that as well. I'm going to see what others do with that. Or I start using it, then now's the time for sure. Let your customer success manager reach out to us if you're interested in how you might utilize this in your work. It's definitely there to support you, and let us, continue to let those that you're working with here at Sibme know, and we get that info over to Jeff and the team, and they make those improvements for sure.
I know a lot of our viewers are viewing this on demand. Some of you are live today, but if you got to watch this on demand and you saw the goals maybe for the first time, or you saw some of the new enhancements and you see how this can impact the way you utilize Sibme, go ahead, post in the comments how you see Sibme goals helping you maybe in one way or two. And we would love to see that kind of activity in the discussion. That's all I have. And Jeff, I appreciate you joining today's show, and Corey, back and forth. And Jeff, I can't wait to see what you guys have coming up next for us. So look forward to that next discussion that we have you back for. So
looking forward to it. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yep. We'll see
We've got a couple more announcements. We do have next week. Mid-October already next week.
I know.
We've got our TJ Hoffman and Justin Bader are teaming together to talk about how coaching from afar, ways to provide ideas to use in your virtual coaching or coaching of virtual classrooms. I'm really excited about this one. One big thing we've been talking about with many of our partners is what this coaching from afar looks like. What does evidence in a virtual classroom look like of teaching and learning? And what are really powerful ways to have conversations? And so this is a really great one. You can register. We'll put the link in the comments below. You can also go to Sibme.com and you'll see a pop-up when you're on our webpage for this event. So you can register for it. Even if you can't make it on the 13th at 12 Central, you can register and watch it on demand later on. So this is also similar to the next topic for our next community roundtable, which we'll get a date for y'all as well. So I just didn't want that to go by before we talked a little bit about that upcoming event. So, all right, Jeff,
cool.
Brian, thank you guys so much for joining us. Thanks everyone who tuned in today. If you've got questions, let us know. We will see you all. It's still Halloween though. Still fall.
Still Halloween.
Still October.
Yeah.
We're gonna dress up on the week of Halloween, right, Brian? That's happening again this year.
You know
Ready.
I'm working on my costume right now.
Well, she's already got hers. She's already got you.
I got mine.
You got to come up with something good. So I guess I was the guy standing at the door handing out candy today instead of Santa Claus. That's what I'm going to say.
There you go.
I went to Sam's and got my big bag of candy and was doling it out.
A goal for you and a goal for you.
That's exactly right.
Gentlemen, I'll see you on the other side of our broadcast here today. But everyone else, thanks. Tune in next week for another episode of the What's Up Wednesday show. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.